Manila, the bustling heart of the Philippines, holds within its embrace centuries of history. Among its many historical treasures, Fort Santiago stands as a silent sentinel, bearing witness to the ebb and flow of power, the clash of cultures, and the enduring spirit of the Filipino people. Perched at the mouth of the Pasig River, this citadel has witnessed the evolution of the city from a pre-colonial settlement to a modern metropolis. Fort Santiago is more than just a collection of weathered walls and ancient cannons. It is a repository of stories, each stone whispering tales of valor, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit. Within its confines, heroes were forged, sacrifices made, and the course of Philippine history irrevocably altered. The story of Fort Santiago begins in the 16th century when the Spanish conquistador, Miguel López de Legazpi, claimed the Philippines for the Spanish crown. In 1571, he ordered the construction of a wooden palisade on the site of a native settlement ruled by Raja Suleiman. This rudimentary fortification, christened Fuerza de Santiago in honor of Spain's patron saint St. James, marked the birth of what would become one of the most enduring symbols of Spanish colonial power in the Philippines. However, the wooden fort proved vulnerable to attacks and the ravages of nature. In 1589, work began on a more formidable structure using volcanic rock quarried from the slopes of Mount Makiling. This new fort, designed along European military principles, featured thick walls, imposing bastions, and a moat connected to the Pasig River. Over the centuries, Fort Santiago would undergo numerous renovations and expansions, its defenses constantly being upgraded to meet the evolving threats of the time. For over 3 centuries, Fort Santiago served as the nerve center of Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines. It was from this bastion that the Spanish Governor-General ruled the archipelago, its cannons guarding the entrance to Manila Bay, and protecting the galleons laden with treasures from the New World. However, the fort's history was not without its tumultuous chapters. In 1762, during the 7 Years' War, British forces captured Manila and occupied Fort Santiago for 2 years. The fort was briefly held by the British, serving as a stark reminder of Spain's vulnerability in the region. The British occupation, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on the fort's architecture, with some structures reflecting British design influences. The turn of the 20th century brought about the end of Spanish colonialism in the Philippines, but it did not bring peace to Fort Santiago. Following the Spanish-American War, the United States took control of the Philippines, and Fort Santiago came under American administration. During World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army invaded the Philippines, and Fort Santiago was once again thrust into the maelstrom of conflict. Under Japanese occupation, Fort Santiago was transformed into a dreaded prison camp. Thousands of Filipinos, Americans, and other nationalities were incarcerated within its walls, subjected to unimaginable cruelty and brutality. The fort's dungeons became synonymous with torture, despair, and death, a grim testament to the horrors of war. Section 5. Rizal's Legacy. Among the many souls who suffered within Fort Santiago's walls, the name José Rizal stands out. A national hero of the Philippines, Rizal was a polymath, writer, and advocate for reform during the Spanish colonial era. His writings, particularly his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposed the injustices and corruption of the Spanish colonial regime, igniting the flames of Filipino nationalism. In 1896, Rizal was arrested on charges of sedition and inciting rebellion. He was imprisoned in Fort Santiago, where he spent his final days before his execution on December 30, 1896, at the nearby Bagumbayan Field, now known as Luneta Park. His martyrdom ignited the Philippine Revolution, leading to the eventual independence of the Philippines from Spain. Following the end of World War II and the liberation of the Philippines, Fort Santiago lay in ruins, its once imposing structure bearing the scars of conflict and neglect. However, amidst the rubble, the spirit of the past lingered. Recognizing the historical and cultural significance of Fort Santiago, the Philippine government embarked on a long and arduous process of restoration and preservation. The restoration of Fort Santiago was not merely about rebuilding walls and ramparts, it was about reclaiming a vital part of Philippine history and national identity. It was about honoring the sacrifices made within its walls and ensuring that the stories of those who suffered and perished would never be forgotten. Today, Fort Santiago stands as a poignant reminder of the country's tumultuous past. It is a place where visitors can walk through centuries of history, tracing the footsteps of conquistadors, revolutionaries, and ordinary Filipinos who played their part in shaping the nation's destiny. Walking through the fort's arched gateways is like stepping back in time. The dungeons, once places of unimaginable suffering, now serve as somber memorials, their walls etched with the names of those who were imprisoned there. The Rizal Shrine, housed in the building where Rizal was incarcerated, contains artifacts and memorabilia from his life, offering insights into the mind of a national hero. Fort Santiago is more than just a historical relic. It is a living testament to the resilience and spirit of the Filipino people. It is a place of remembrance, reflection, and inspiration, where visitors can connect with the past and gain a deeper understanding of the events that have shaped the Philippines into the nation it is today. Today, Fort Santiago is a vibrant cultural space, hosting exhibits, performances, and events that celebrate Philippine history, art, and culture. It is a place where the past and present converge, where the echoes of history mingle with the laughter of children and the murmur of conversations in different languages. Fort Santiago stands as a proud symbol of Philippine heritage, a testament to the country's enduring spirit and its journey to freedom. As you stand within its walls, gazing out at the bustling cityscape of modern Manila, take a moment to reflect on the countless stories etched into its very foundation. Fort Santiago is a must-visit destination for anyone seeking to delve into the rich tapestry of Philippine history. It is a place where the past comes alive, offering a glimpse into the hearts and minds of those who lived, fought, and died within its walls.